This week on the Retirement Quick Tips podcast, I'm talking about the all too common problem of being too frugal and underspending in retirement, how this frugality can rob you of a fulfilling retirement, and the steps you can take to find that better balance with spending while preserving your financial security in retirement. And that's exactly the subject of today, is finding that balance. We want to avoid the extremes of overspending and over-frugality. Somewhere in the middle is where we need to land because both of those extremes are very harmful. Overspending risks running out of money and the disaster associated with that. And over-frugality risks a wasted and unfulfilled retirement. And I would argue while it's not as bad as actually running out of money, it's not too far behind. So 2 keys, I think, to maintaining that right balance is striving for simplicity and knowing your values and what's important to you. Some of you have hobbies. Hopefully you have hobbies, and maybe they're expensive hobbies. I was talking to a client yesterday who just got into like deep sea diving, and they were talking about how it's like, whoa, that's an expensive hobby. I didn't necessarily know what I was signing up for cost-wise when I went down this rabbit hole of becoming a deep sea diver. And for myself in my own situation, that is definitely golf. I absolutely love to golf. I love exercise. I love walking. I love being with other people. I get to play with my kids who are also learning the game. And I spend a lot of money on my golf hobby, but to me, it's worth it because I love golf. I've played it since I was 6 years old. It enriches my life in multiple ways and helps me to be healthy and active as well. And maybe if you don't like golf, you love other things, travel, eating out. Whatever you enjoy doing that requires some money, you want to spend time exploring what are those things that bring you joy, that bring you satisfaction, because with those things, you want to find the best way to build them into your spending budget so that you actually get to enjoy the things that you enjoy doing rather than holding yourself back and not spending money on those things that you enjoy the most. Beyond enjoyment, there's also considerations like hobbies or activities that help you to be healthy. So a gym membership or investing in a treadmill or a weighted vest or vitamins, supplements, things that are going to help you live a healthier life and not just increase your life expectancy, but also maybe you've heard this term. It's not about increasing your lifespan, it's increasing your health span. The number of years that you remain healthy and active and not confined to sitting on the couch or basically maintaining an active lifestyle where you can still enjoy things that you enjoy doing. Or another thing would be spending money and allocating your time and resources to relationships. So spending quality time with friends, family that you love. There's tons of research to back up that this brings a lot of joy and fulfillment, and I would argue is an excellent way to spend money. Some people feel like if they have friends over for dinner or something like that, it can get expensive really quickly because you're buying all the food. You might be buying wine or alcohol. Depending on the activity that you're doing, that could cost money. So like it adds up really quick to host and have people over at your house. But if it's bringing you and your friends or your family together, it is money well spent because it's creating and deepening those relationships. It's bringing deeper fulfillment to your everyday life through something as simple as having a friend over or multiple friends over. The key to finding balance is covering the necessities, using money to eliminate problems, like getting a new car when your current one stops being reliable, and then spending on areas that bring you the most joy, the most satisfaction, and importantly, forgetting the stuff or spending a lot less on the things that don't matter as much. And I want to come back. I mentioned simplicity earlier, but I want to come back to this because many people fail to strike the right balance because they've allowed their spending patterns to then overcomplicate their life. So more stuff equals more obligations, more headaches. It's always one more thing to maintain. If your life is complicated because you have too much stuff, then it just adds a lot of stress to your life. So a perfect example of this that I come across in conversations with clients is owning a second home. So a lot of people, maybe if you live in the northern part of the United States, it's a really attractive idea to have a home somewhere in the southern part of the United States where you could go for the wintertime, be a snowbird, and enjoy the nice weather. But maintaining two homes, but you don't want to live who wants to live in Arizona full time when it's like 105 degrees for 6 months out of the year? But when you own two homes, it can often lead to overcomplications that you don't foresee and that bring a lot of added stress to your life and added expense. Not only do you have the cost of maintaining two homes, two sets of property taxes, two sets of homeowners insurance, two mortgages, especially if you're not paying cash. If you're taking money out of your investment portfolio to buy a house, you're most of the time going to have taxes associated with those withdrawals. We want to strike the right balance when it comes to simplicity as well. And I think that that's key because then you're only spending on the areas that are truly bringing you fulfillment and joy and helping you live a meaningful retirement while being very discerning and careful about not spending or spending significantly less on those areas that don't bring you any fulfillment or joy. But it takes reflection to figure that out. Because a lot of times we just go through life and we don't really sit back. Like you might go to a concert, let's say. This is a concert that you go to every year because that's just what you do. It's like a music festival that you've always gone to for like the last 20 years. But when you come home from that music festival, how do you feel? Like, was it worth it? Did you enjoy it? Or is it something that you do just because that's what you've always done? Too often, whether it's taking a vacation or spending money on some event or buying something, it's not actually bringing any additional benefit to your life, yet we just keep doing it because we don't reflect on those things. So prioritize simplicity, prioritize spending on things beyond the necessities that provide you with fulfillment, and constantly be reflecting on that to ensure that you're not overcomplicating your life with areas of spending that are not adding value and you're striking that right balance. So my question for you today is, what are the areas of spending that bring you the most fulfillment? Take some time to reflect on that and then stop feeling guilty or holding yourself back from spending in that area. As long as you build that into your overall budget for retirement and that's sustainable for your finances, you have my permission to overspend on whatever things you love doing, as long as you don't love spending money on everything. We can't spend money on everything. That's a recipe for disaster. Then we have a problem. But if you're out of balance, like you eat out too much, you travel too much, quote, too much for what would be typical, but it still fits within your overall budget because you might be spending more in this area and less on this area, that's fine. It just means that we're all unique. We all have different priorities and things we enjoy spending money on. So we shouldn't feel guilty or hold ourselves back when it comes to spending money in those areas. That's it for today. Thank you so much for listening. My name is Ashley Midgekay, and this is the Retirement Quick Tips Podcast.